Hello everyone, this is Rosalinda from Beautiful Rose Balm. I wanted to make this video how to have the confidence. So the name of my video will be how to how to get, keep, and rebook first clients and old clients too. But I just wanted to emphasize some things that had worked for me and my spa. I've been an esthetician for over 2.5 years. I became licensed. My why is because I wanted to help other clients, help people, especially women, even guys, have to get good skin. So I am also a surgical tech. I've been doing that for 20 years. I have stopped doing that last year in July of 2019. So it's going to be a year that I left that career. I just wanted to change because of life and hospital world, and just wanted something fun and you know have more one-on-one with clients and stuff like that. So I love to teach, I love to talk, I love how to emphasize about skin products, about treatments in their skin, and I just love the overall of esthetician world. So let's begin. So my first topic is going to be the consultation skin analysis. So that's my first thing where I start with my clients first, my first time, especially because you want to gain their trust. So for by that you have to create a good relationship with them that will play a big role in your relationship with your clients, and how to get them to rebook, and how to get them to try new things in their skin, try new products and stuff like that. More trust they have in you, more they want to buy and book more services with you. So a little bit about skin analysis. So very important. The number one thing is to ask. Never be ashamed. Never hesitate. Never think, okay, I want to ask that. No, you have to ask. Ask is very important part of the consultation. Anything that will help you and your clients succeed about having a better skin. So don't hesitate of not asking. So first of all, ask about their skin routine, because sometimes they'll do more than they should, and that's not good. That's why sometimes their skin dry and oily. So always ask about their skin routine, how much, what cleanser, what product, how much they exfoliate, what do they use at home, do they use a home remedy, do they make their own stuff, because sometimes you'll hear all these weird things that they Google, or somebody got it from Facebook or stuff like that, or from other people that they have used it before. So always ask about that. Never forget to make sure their skin are capable of trying new things. Tell them, let's try this maybe next time. Always tell them, don't be pushy about switching them over to a thing. Just have your facts. Always say, okay, this has helped me, has helped other clients, so let's try it out. It doesn't hurt by trying it out. If you don't like it, well, don't use it and go back to your normality. Okay, second point is what products are they using at home. Sometimes you have to be careful what products. That depends a lot with the what they're going to feel during the facial, because sometimes their skin is too dry, or they don't have a good home regimen, and they will feel a little intense with the facial. They'll feel drier. Always emphasize after a facial, your skin will react differently. It may flake, it may feel dry, it may feel very, very dry than normal. So just emphasize to keep it hydrated. Emphasize what products may help them. Always recommend. So always, always always being honest is the key. Trust for you and your client. My third point is ask why they want to, what they looking for after with this appointment. What's their plan, or what's their motive to the outcome of this facial. What they think they will feel, or what's the purpose for this appointment. And always ask them so they can think. Okay, what's my purpose of having a facial monthly or stuff like that? So always put a little grain in their brain so they can think like, oh, maybe it makes sense to have facials or to use better products and stuff. Like, you always want to make them think, why it's important to have facials. Why are we doing this monthly or every 2 weeks, every month, every 2 months, and just leave that little grain in their mind so they can start thinking, okay, I think it makes sense. It's important to me to keep up with my skin regimen and stuff like that. So that's helps me a lot to talk about that. The fourth thing you have to ask about allergies. Allergies, very, very important. Ask about any allergies they have, because sometimes they're very, very sensitive, that I've seen that they're allergic to nuts. And my exfoliate that I use for my back facial had almond, and she literally just hived. And all I did is just removed it, cleanse again, and just toner it so it will reduce the redness, and after that she was fine. But it's always important to know what you have in your back bar and what they're allergic to, because sometimes we don't think about it. It's the last thing on your ingredients list, and you might think, oh, it's just nothing. Oh yes, this person broke out in hives. So always be important. Always very important about allergies. And last thing about the skin consultation is about medication. Medication is very important because sometimes their skin are super, super sensitive with anything, cleanse, exfoliate, enzyme, even especially enzyme, they will feel it. So always make sure, because the skin will be sensitive. We use antibiotics, so they've been using it for a while. They'll feel a little sensitive. Accutane. If you don't know what it is by now, Google it. But Accutane is a very, 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 very strong medicine that they use for to clear out the acne. It is described. It is. It's how to say the word, I forgot. It's prescribed by dermatologists when they have very, very ugly acne. So if they've been using it for a while, their skin are very sensitive. Cannot be having a facial with enzyme, because you may burn them, you may scab them, it's very powerful to their skin. So just gentle facials for patients who have Accutane. I do have a client, so I'm gonna say my personal story. My share my story with clients with Accutane. So all I do is just cleanse one time, very gentle exfoliate. I use a mask, hydrating mask, and then I do a hyaluronic serum infusion with my nano needling, and that's all. And she loves it. I don't do more. Um, I done her facial twice. She's been fine. So you just need to know how to do a safe facial patients with Accutane. And the other ingredient is retinol. Retinol is very important because it's sensitive to sun. You have to always bring it up with clients who use retinol to make sure you use SPF. Make sure more stuff the more they're gonna trust you, more they're gonna feel comfortable with you. Like, okay, she knows what she's talking about. She answered all my questions, so she will rebook and have trust in you to do whatever it's needed to do on her face. So that's my skin consultation breakdown. My next topic we're gonna talk about is beginning of a facial. There's a lot to learn at the start of a facial because touch by feeling. You know a lot about their skin by touching and feeling. So it's very important. The beginning of the facial for me, personal, in my spa. There's a small window there in the first 5 to 8 minutes that sometimes clients their mind will trigger like, oh my God, I forgot to tell you something. And like, okay, so that's your opportunity to start to recommend. Keyword recommend. There's a lot of keywords, but I love recommend. I love suggest. I don't say a lot of them suggest because you're not suggesting. It is good for their skin. So you always recommend stuff because that's your recommendation. By an esthetician, they'll take that wording more than suggestion because that means you're not confident that that ingredient will work or that product they work in their skin by using suggestion. So I always recommend. That's my keyword, recommend products, knowing ingredients that will trust you more. By saying ingredients is like, okay, this ingredient works for this and this and this. So they say why, because kind of the science part of it, or the chemistry about it. So by knowing that, they will have major trust in you. So you can ask more questions during facials if they ask. Sometimes they ask more questions during a facial. They're in consultation because they're like relaxing their mind, and then their mind is going and then something triggers like, oh my God, I forgot to say this, or I did this, or had this done a month ago. And like, okay, good that you told me because I need to switch what I'm gonna do on your facial. Always make them feel comfortable by saying, are you comfortable? How you laying? Is your face feeling okay? Like the first 5 minutes, because you're cleansing and you're doing all this cleanse. So sometimes they'll feel more safe for you, making them sure they're feeling relaxed and they're not afraid of what they're gonna. Because it's first time clients, they're never had facials and they don't know what they expect. If they expect to talk or not to talk, or feel weird or feel this, because sometimes they never in their life had facials and they sometimes don't know how to relax. So just make them feel comfortable those first time of their facials. Just make sure that they feel comfortable. Ask them if they have more questions they can ask. Don't hesitate. Make them feel that they're important. Give your whole attention to them because they're paying you for that hour. So give them all your attention. Doesn't matter if you're running late. You just don't feel you're hurrying it up. You take your time. You ask other questions. Ask, okay, are you feeling okay? You're comfortable. Nothing's bothering you. Because sometimes you feel that body language that they feel something. So by you telling them, just making sure they're relaxed and make sure they're safe and just enjoy this moment, because that's their moment to enjoy and relax. So as I was saying, always recommend things, always say recommend, and always tell them, like, for me to do my job, you have to do your job. For me to do whatever I need to do to your skin, you have to do it at home. So for you to see results, you to have a good home skin routine regimen, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. Always make sure, because you have to do your part to see results. I don't have magic. If I had a magic, I'll be rich by now. So I always tell them the truth. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't make it nice. Just tell them, for me to do your part, you have to do your part. So this is a one-on-one team. So I always let them know that that's how you get good skin. Okay, my third topic is about products. How to explain ingredients. You have to explain. Sometimes they say, okay, what does this moisturizer do? What does this serum do? Why it does this, or why is it good for this skin, not for that skin? So I always tell them, know your ingredients, know your product. What is it for? What is it? That's why I love Skin Script, because they have those little things, and each bottle has the ingredients. So if you know ingredients, you know what is it for. So my number one thing that I always tell them is hyaluronic acid. Most people think it's acid, so just tell them hyaluronic acid. It's not an acid. It's very good. We produce it in our body, but for us putting it more to your skin, it will help those cells to hydrate, to feel hydrated. Your cells need to drink water. So that's why I tell them your cells, we're having it all over the body. So that's why it's important to drink water. It's important to hydrate. A form of hydrating is through product and to drink water. So that's the way I describe it. And then I said hyaluronic acid is a heavy water molecule, heavier than water that we drink. So imagine if it's heavy, it's going to keep it on your skin. It's going to just stay on your skin and just hydrate it. I said, so more than you use it, more your skin's going to feel hydrated. More the better. Try in the toner and the serum. Whatever it is, just try it during the morning and night. If you can put it as often you want it, that's why I love Skin Script. That toner is my number one sell, and the hyaluronic ageless serum. So those are my two key that I use to sell. Just make sure you emphasize how well the product is, how by each ingredient. So that's my way I explain it. The other one is the Q10. I said Q10 is a good antioxidant, good for firming the skin and helps to protect it from the sun. So more you explain the ingredients for each thing, what they do, they're gonna say, oh, okay, this makes sense. Okay, I can see that why it's good for your skin, because some moisturizer has the Q10 and they'll feel dry, but it's not the dryness, it's just firming their skin, it's tightening the skin. So that's a good thing to feel, so you know that it's working. My other ingredient that I love is the vitamin C. I know some people will react, some people will break out, but sometimes you need that vitamin C to purge, meaning needs all the bacteria to come out, everything to come out. So sometimes it's to have ugly skin before it gets better. So vitamin C I recommend, but I don't recommend it to use it like a full year. I always tell him let's use it for a couple of months and then rest, and then get back to it after a month. Because sometimes if you, I've seen it, if you use it too much, it will dry your face more. But it's a good antioxidant to help to brighten the skin. Vitamin C helps to brighten. So I know SkinScript has the vitamin C and E, and then the H list. Usually I tell everyone buy both. You can mix them together, or buy this first, try it out, and then when that's done, buy the other ones, and we go back and forth. I said, or just use one during the night, use one in the morning. But it's how I describe it, because I seen a lot. Vitamin C is too harsh. Maybe some sensitive skin is too harsh. So maybe use it twice a week. It will help. So it's always how to adjust it to their skin's sensitivity. The other ingredient I love is peptides. I know there's a lot of peptide talk, a lot of different kind of peptides. Anything with peptides I think is good. I know some has more peptides than others, but anything that's peptide helps something, Peptides, as I tell them, they helps with collagen to tighten their skin. So if you, as I always emphasize, learn your ingredients and you explain them better, they will trust you. All about this is to get your client to rebook and to come back to you, is the trust. That's the key word, trust. Having you putting your putting your trust to help them with their skin treatments and stuff. So that's my other one. And also I always emphasize the SPF that has to have the zinc oxide. I always tell them, makeup doesn't help it, the moisturizer doesn't help it, that has the SPF. You need something separate to help it. Anything that anytime you're exposed to the sun, your skin will get little destroyed. It will destroy those cells, and then you explain the depth of the destroying of the skin and the cells by the sun. That's why you need to explain those 5 minutes being in the sun that will destroy. You will not see it right away, but as you age, you will see it. That's why I say you have sunspots. You go out, people love outside, so you have to, if you're out in the sun too much, reapply, because there's so much you can sweat and it will, vaporize or something. Always good to reapply. So for me, I always tell them, you need another form of SPF. Make sure you buy one with zinc oxide. Doesn't matter 100 SPF. It doesn't matter. It's not 100 SPF. I don't want you to spend $40 on the SPF. I said I want you to have the right one with zinc oxide, because it's a mineral to protect from the both rays of the sun, the UVA and the UVB. And then you tell them the difference between the UVA and UVB. And Google has a nice picture. As you can see, I know it's backwards. But UVA is the one that penetrates deep in the skin. So just remember, A is the first letter that penetrates deep. And the UVB, it doesn't penetrate much. But UVA is that one that destroys the cells of the skin. If you know the little science and breakdown of the cells and stuff, and just tell them the sun that penetrates deep in your skin will activate those melanocytes that will just start going crazy and then will activate and then start making more melanin. It's how sometimes sunspots come out. Melasma will come out because it's just the sun and your hormones. Both of them come together and then start acting out and start doing more melanin, that everything comes out. It's how melasma doesn't do great with sun. So that's how I explain it. I love to read. I love to keep them. More you learn, more you talk about it, more you'll remember. You will not forget this stuff. Trust me. It's more you say and more it will stay in your head. So don't worry, don't know. That's why there's nice pictures. Nice pictures. Make a copy, put a frame so you can talk about it. They will love pictures because they will understand them better than for you to explain it. So pictures are very good to have in your spa because they will see, okay, I know what she means and stuff like that. So knowing your ingredients will help with your decide what's good for your client, what helps with acne, with dryness. We'll explain why your skin is oily. Because some clients like, oh, I always have, some days are oily, some days it's dry. I always tell them, you know why it's dry? You know why is it oily? Always tell them how much do you exfoliate? Because the more you exfoliate, more your skin's gonna dry, and then it's going to overproduce oil because your skin goes to, oh my god, my skin is so dry, and then it just kicks in an overdrive of making oil. And just explain where the oil comes from. Just tell them each pore has a sebaceous gland, and each gland makes oil, the sebaceous oil, so what comes out. So every time you exfoliate a lot, you remove all the good oils and stuff, and it's when your skin's gonna, oh my god, the skin is so dry, and it produces oil. And then tomorrow you're gonna exfoliate, do the same thing, so it's just producing more oil. So it's like a balance, it's off. So I always tell him, you don't need to exfoliate a lot, you just need to properly exfoliate twice a week. If you're gonna use a brush once a week, if it's gonna use a mechanic, meaning little beads, then just use once a week, and then you can use the brush. Don't use them together because that's a lot, because sometimes you will see the little capillaries, or they're so red and raw, mostly here because this is your thin part, so that's why it's red. You do it too much. So my other ingredient that I love is rose hip. They come in a toner. They can put in the moisturizer. It's a good ingredient to calm and help with inflammation of acne. The other one for good for acne is aloe vera. Good for calming redness of the skin. I would suggest if they have a plant, they can use the little slimy thing. Helps them with acne. Get the little slimy, just wear in the nighttime and just leave it on. It's a lot of help to remove the inflammation, their redness, especially redness. Just reduce their redness because they're so inflamed. Their acne is so, mad, and it's just red and stuff like that. So more ingredients, more. That's some of my examples that I use for myself and with my clients, that I always help them understand better about ingredients. Okay, my next topic, first-time clients. So first-time clients, it's important to make sure they trust you, because first times are scared. They never had a facial. They don't know what they expect. So explain the process of a facial so they all know what to make out of it. Why do ingredients burn? Sometimes the enzymes burn, so make sure you tell them in advance. Okay, this may tingle and burn, but it's normal because enzyme, what do they do? How I describe my enzyme, I tell them it's like a Pac-Man. It's eating all your dead skin. So when it penetrates in your skin a little bit deeper, and it's when it's doing a deep cleaning, I said, you'll feel it for a couple, like 5 minutes the most, I said. If you feel it out, I tell him, are you okay? Does it feel okay? Turn off the steam. and then they'll say, oh, it's doing better now. So usually when I have a facial, I do a little hand and arm, relax massage. So by then the enzyme will stop burning and doing that effect. So if you tell them in advance, they'll be okay. And then always explain the aftercare. Aftercare, because a lot of clients will go home and wash your face. I don't know why they do that. Or they say, oh, can I wash my skin? What should I do? Like, no. Why you're wasting my products, good products. Just leave it on and wash it till the morning. Tell them not to exfoliate at least for a week. Because the enzymes are really strong. It's okay to feel dry than normal. Just hydrated. You may have flakiness. You may have little dead skin falling off. That's normal. Because a lot of people, I'm very amazed why they don't like to flake. I say you're just removing all your dead skin. Sometimes you have a buildup of old new skin. So it's okay to lose a couple dead skin. So always tell them that's how they're gonna feel after the facial. It will last about a week, tell them. Some people will flake for a week, some don't do nothing. And always recommend monthly facials if they can, if not every 2 months. Just emphasize, make sure they wash their face at nighttime if they wear makeup, because it will age. Tell them you will age if you don't wash off your makeup. Samples are the best way to sell products. If you have little containers you can order and have a little bit, and you just pour a little bit, just say this cleanser, your moisturizer, try them out. If you don't like it, it's okay. But I believe samples are a good way to sell products. They'll say, oh, I love that, I want to buy it. So they buy the whole set or not. So just telling you different ways to get into products, switching their products. Always greet your clients with a handshake or a hug. Whatever you want to do, it's preferable how you want to do it. That's your preference. But I'm a hugger, so they feel comfortable. Because sometimes, like, I'm coming for a facial, they're nervous and stuff. So by hugging them, they feel secure. So it's okay to hug. It's okay to shake hands. Always call them for their first name, because they will feel, oh my God, she took time to remember my name and stuff. They'll feel nice if you call them by their first name. And also take time to explain and why, explain the facial, why you're doing the cleanse, why you're doing this, why you're doing that, what's the purpose of this. So always take your time to explain. And always make sure that they're okay, that they feel safe, they feel comfortable. Make sure nothing's hurting. Sometimes, mature clients, they have tendency of achiness and stuff. So always have pillows, sit them up a little bit more. I use a whole